Okay, so this is a big week. There's a lot of big days that are going on this week, and we'll talk about it. And the Yankees have about 5 weeks left to cap off what's been a pretty strong offseason, and they have to cap it off by addressing the other side of the field. Let's talk about it right now. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. So, there's some stuff going on now, right? Let's go over the deadlines first. Thursday is the 11th of January. That is the deadline for Shota IMANAGA, lefty ace in Japan, to decide on what team he wants to sign with. And he's narrowed it down to 4 teams based on Jim Boy's reporting last night. I talked about this on the live stream, and I want to thank Mikey Mazza for having me on his live stream for Train Express last night. I was on there with Tats from Pinstripe Chronicles too, and that was a great time. And I was also on there with Dane Huber as well from NYY Underground. So he's down to 4 teams, right? It's the Angels, the Cubs, I think it's the Mariners, and the Blue Jays, maybe? It's down to 4 teams. So none of which the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Red Sox, or anything like that. So that's okay. And the fact is there's still a lot of arms that are available, and we'll talk about this too. But, on the offensive side, the Yankees have done the opposite of the Dodgers. And the fact is the Dodgers and the Yankees have been by far the busiest teams this offseason in different ways. Dodgers by spending and a trade. The Yankees by strictly trading. The spending hasn't happened yet, but it will. And I'm confident that it will. So the Yankees addressed the hitting first, and now they're going to pivot to pitching. The Dodgers addressed the pitching first, and now they're pivoting to hitting. And as last night, they signed the bat, Teoscar Hernandez, on a 1-year deal. So, but they still need a closer. They still need a corner outfield. They still need pieces, as do the Yankees. And the fact is, the Yankees have gotten dramatically better without spending a dime in free agency. They've traded these guys. They've gotten Juan Soto. They've gotten Alex Verdugo and Trent Grisham. They've gotten outfield depth and infield depth. They've gotten bullpen depth. And it's not being talked about, but it's these little moves that add up. And I know people are frustrated that the Yankees haven't spent, but who are they going to spend on that was going to make their offense better? I mean, the only guy out there that could have spent on was Cody Bellinger, and nobody signed him yet. So, and his market is dwindling. He might fall into the laps of a team, maybe the Yankees. We don't know. So, he's also represented by Scott Boras, who also represents Blake Snell, represents Matt Chapman, he represents Jordan Montgomery, represents Josh Hader. All the big fish are Scott Boras clients. So he's going to wait this thing out. And there are about 5+ weeks left in the offseason. And don't be surprised if he drags a lot of this all the way into February, at least for some of these guys. So some of the GMs might be waiting for, teams to become desperate or players to become desperate. They don't want to go into spring training without a job. So, but the other deadline, which is a meaningful deadline too, is this Friday. And this is when the arbitration and pre-arbitration figures have to be filed and traded. And so you will have a better idea, and the Yankees will have a better idea of how much the players are going to cost that are pre-arb and R players right now. Their projected payroll is $287 million. That's including the projected figures for arbitration and pre-arbitration. That could go up, that could go down. We don't know yet. We'll find out Friday. So, and as to every other team too. So no matter who your team is, you'll find out Friday more information. So no matter what, I'll get you all the information that you need. So make sure that you're sub to this channel so you don't miss that type of stuff. And hit the notification button. That way when this type of stuff comes in, you'll be at the front of the line to get it. And I thank you so much for that. Okay. But why is that important? Well, the majority of the players that are being talked about in the Yankees universe, at the very least for trades, are pre-arb and R players. So the Yankees will have an idea of how much these players are going to cost, as well as other teams. The other teams that want to trade for Gleyber Torres and some of these Yankees infield prospects, somebody else, they'll get an idea of how much these guys are going to cost. They're all pre-arb and R players too. So all these teams will have a much better idea on Friday on how much wiggle room they have. And the Yankees are riding right below the Cohen threshold. So I'm not surprised that they're waiting to get these figures before any significant moves come out. And if a move does happen before that, I would imagine it's going to be a trade for a controllable young piece who's not going to represent a massive increase in payroll, like a Corbin Burnswood or something like that. So, who's a former Cy Young Award winner, and he's projected to make about 15 to 16 million in arbitration before he gets very expensive in free agency. Some of these other guys won't even cost $1 million, and that's a huge difference in terms of payroll outlay. So this is one reason why teams like the Yankees are waiting before making significant moves. So, and can't blame them. And this is not only Yankees, this is every team. The Cubs haven't really spent anything yet. And and this, I know there's worries about the other teams in the division. Like the Red Sox, they've traded away players. They brought in Lucas Giolito. They traded away Chris Sale. They're looking to trade away Masataka Yoshida and Kenley Jansen. So they might move on from more guys as well. So the Rays have traded away their ace, Tyler Glasnow, and they traded an outfielder, Emmanuel Margot, and they've lost their shortstop, Wander Franco, probably forever. So have they really improved like the Yankees? No, the Yankees have improved most in the American League East. So at this point right now, without even getting pitching, they are in a better position to possibly win the American League East. Toronto Blue Jays missed out on Shohei Ohtani. They haven't really done much aside from adding Wander Franco. I mean, not Wander Franco, IKF, and re-signing Kevin Kiermaier, right? And the Baltimore Orioles haven't done anything yet. They're still good, obviously. They're favorites at the top. But that still remains to be seen whether they're going to add another starting pitcher or not. They've added a reliever, Craig Kimbrell, while their closer is on Tommy John rehab. So that's what they've done so far. And I could see them making a trade. But the Yankees have been the busiest in the division, as have the Dodgers been in their division. But again, I'm not handing the World Series title to anybody yet. The season hasn't started. The offseason hasn't ended yet. So it's important to keep this stuff in mind. But with that said, the Yankees do have work to do. What do I mean by that? Well, Juan Soto was the crown jewel. We got him. That was a dream come true. It really was. But what do they do beyond this point? I mean, they need to add a starting pitcher. And there's been talks about recently about trades regarding Marlins pitchers, potentially regarding Mariners pitchers. They both need infield depth, catching depth, right? Relief bullpen depth. So we line up nicely for trades with these teams. As well as the Milwaukee Brewers, they need middle infield depth too, but they might be less inclined to move Corbin Burns if they feel like they're going to be in contention this year for the division. So you never know. But the fact is, with the Mariners and even the Marlins, you probably wouldn't have to give up, top arms in these trades, which is why we'd be pivoting towards Edward Cabrera over Jesus Luzardo, not only because Luzardo's got 3 years of control, Cabrera's got 5, and guys like Bryce Miller from the front, or George Kirby, or one of these guys from the Mariners, would represent good fits too. And you'll be giving them position players with multiple years, 5, 6 years, haven't even started their time clock yet. So, and if they have started, it's 1 year in, so they're going to get multiple players with at least 5 years of control. That makes a difference, okay? But in terms of free agency, you still got Blake Snell, you still got Jordan Montgomery, but all signs are pointing towards them potentially not coming here. I could see the Blake Snell situation. Maybe there's a lot of talk about it, but with the price tag, we don't know. And with him, like I said yesterday, the Yankees need to be fully ready to utilize long relief in order for him to maximize his abilities here. And I hope that they do that if they sign him. Jordan Montgomery, it sounds as if he's waiting for the Texas Rangers to, figure out their TV rights deal in order to be able to decide whether they can afford to bring him back or not. So I can see either one of those guys not coming to New York, which leaves us with trades. Okay, and there's a couple other free agent pieces too. So, and the two pieces I wanted to talk about today were Trevor Bauer and Marcus Stroman. There's been a lot of fans, particularly, who are interested in Trevor Bauer. Now, again, I'll say this. Trevor Bauer has been cleared criminally. Good. I believe in redemption. I believe in second chances. So, but with that said, I think he would be more of a distraction here. If for that regards, I would pass on him, but I do think he deserves a second chance in the major leagues to prove himself in a smaller market. Remember, everything these guys say or do would be in a microscope here to a 10th degree. So if he happens to rub somebody the wrong way, it's going to get amplified by 1,000%. Whether it's a player, a coach, or a fan, whatever, a beat writer, it's going to get amplified. Just like Randy Johnson's interactions with reporters were here for 2 years. Even though he won 17 games a year, 2 years in a row, he was still amplified as a monster here. So something to keep in mind, okay? And the same goes with Marcus Stroman. Now, Marcus Stroman also comes with baggage. Now, is he durable? Yes. Do I think he can help the rotation? Yes. But with the baggage that he brings, I'm in the same boat here that I don't think that the distraction would be worth the investment. Okay, no matter what we get. He's had issues with Yankee fans and Yankees themselves and so on and so forth. He's been very vocal on social media, and I don't disagree with these guys having an opinion. But that said, the momentum that the Yankees are trying to build here, the last thing we want to do is interrupt that or you know destroy their possibilities of re-signing a guy like Juan Soto, who's priority number one. So with that regards, and this is in all due respect to Trevor Bauer, I think he should get a second chance somewhere. In all due respect to Marcus Stroman, he's a durable, talented pitcher, but I don't think either one of them represents a good fit here, especially not as the first option starting pitcher. I'd rather get one of these other guys first before even entertaining a consideration or conversation for one of those guys. You need a more stable piece here, a non-drama piece. Now, that's my opinion. You let me know what you think. I'm not denying the talent levels on either one of them. Now, Trevor Bauer hasn't been in the majors for 3 years, so he was an ace right now. He's not an ace now until he proves otherwise. He's got to prove it again at the major league level. So sorry, but that's just the way that it is. So, but do I doubt his talent level? No, no. So do I doubt Marcus Stroman's talent level? No, he's had some injury issues last year, some blisters and some, I think, hip problems and stuff like that. But he seems to be healthy. And according to Bob Nightingale, there's mutual interest. But that's just Bob Nightingale. I'm not hearing anything from Jess Passan, Jack Curry, Ken Rosenthal, Tom Heyman, none of the guys that cover the Yankees on a regular basis. And until I do, I'm not really going to buy into the Marcus Stroman possibility to the Yankees. And I wouldn't buy into the Trevor Bauer possibility to the Yankees either, at least not right now. But let me know what your thoughts are one way or the other, gang. Okay, I really want to know what you think. So have a great day. If anything else comes out today, you're going to get it. Talk to you later.